One topic that is important to me in the media is female representation. Even before taking this class, I noticed that there's a lack of representation of women in TV shows and movies. I always thought that maybe this was just in my head and there was no actual truth behind it. But through taking this class, I realized that my thoughts on female representation are true. I have been exposed to the reality of female representation or the lack thereof. I decided to do some research on some numbers to support my argument, and according to a Forbes article that I found, male characters received twice as much screen time and they spoke twice as often as compared to the female characters. So clearly you can see that there's a huge gap in the number of males versus females that are represented in the media. Then the article later goes on to explain how females are cast. When they are cast, they are shown as less powerful figures, typically as stay-at-home wives. In regard to the roles that they play, women are rarely shown with leadership positions in STEM. So actually only about 15% of the media cast females as leaders in science or with technology careers. And I think that what we watch in the media greatly impacts us whether we notice it or not. For example, I think that some women may take this lack of representation in science careers as discouragement for them. I think that the media representation is actually that powerful and even can steer our careers in a certain way. But not all media lacks female representation. One example of a movie that does cast a strong female character is The Help. So in this movie, basically the main character is strong and independent, and she becomes an author on her own and becomes very successful, unlike the rest of the female characters within the movie. So this is one example of giving power to women and having them as main characters in a movie. Even though it's a small percentage, I think that these movies are still very important for us to watch because, again, I do think that media representation is very influential on us whether we notice it or not.